Last week at the Big Buck GNCC, trouble at the start, but no problems at the front. Juha Salminen pulling away to another amazing finish, notching his 4th consecutive win. The battle raged behind him between the Suzuki riders, but no one could keep Juha in sight. Can anyone stop him today?
Hello and welcome. I'm Rachel Ayers.
And I'm Rodney Smith, 5-time GNCC champion, and welcome to Racer TV.
We're here at the home of legendary country music star Loretta Lynn for the 5th stop of the Grand National Cross Country Series. Rodney, Juha has been on a roll. He has won almost every event. How do you see that playing in today? Is anyone going to stop him?
Well, definitely. Juha's been on it. He's won the last 4 races this season, and we can't forget that last year he got a bad start, went down in the first turn, and came around after the end of the first lap leading it. So he's going to be strong, definitely. We got the young guy, Charlie Mullins, it's also coming on strong. So it's going to be a good race.
It looks like, in the scheme of things, Charlie's our only hope. Do you see him moving up and winning, or do you think Juha's just on such a roll that it's going to be hard to compete?
Well, I think he's been unique. I think it's definitely going to be hard to beat him. He's going to have to make his own mistakes for us to beat him. Charlie Mullins has proven that he can run the speed, and he's our youngest hope coming. But you can't count out Glenn Carney or Mike Lafferty. They've both been consistent, but they haven't yet showed the speed to run with Juha.
You were on the podium last week. We had Rodney get 3rd place, so we can't count you out either.
No, definitely. It was all I could do to get up on that podium, and it felt good. But like I said, it's going to take a mistake from Juha to get up there and win.
Well, let's see. Hopefully someone can stop Juha today. Let's head on down and get a closer look at the track with Jason.
Well, thanks a lot, Rachel and Rodney. Jason Wygant down here at the start. This Loretta Lynn's motocross track. It's grassy, it's flat, it's very easy off the start. But as soon as these riders get into the woods, it's going to be very, very technical because of all the rain we had earlier in the week. It has wreaked havoc on this racetrack. And there's a lot of elevation change out here. In the valleys, there's going to be a lot of standing water, a lot of mud, and a lot of ruts. At the top of the hills, actually there's rumors it might get dusty by the end of the day, and it will be hard packed. It'll be slippery on the top of those hills. So a rider has to be very, very versatile and very focused to be able to remember what section of the track he's getting to next. Is he in the valley with the mud, or is he in the top of the hill with all the dust? Now, of course, we do have the best off-road riders in the world gathered here to try to tackle this. They're versatile, they're good in all kinds of terrain, but they're going to be put to the test today here at Loretta Lynn's ranch. Here are some of those riders. Juha Salminen, and of course our points leader, undefeated 4 for 4 so far in 2006. Challenge going to come from his own KTM teammate Mike Lafferty. As Rodney mentioned, very consistent this year. We're waiting for Lafferty to get up front early with a good start and see if he can run with Juha. Charlie Mullins, well, he has shown very few weaknesses this year. A little bit more experience at the front of the pack. He might be the one that knocks Juha off. And Glenn Carney's been training harder and harder and harder. He's got a lot of speed. Let's see if he's got the fitness to last and challenge all the way to the end of this one. Here's Ricky Towery, our official GNCC starter, and we are underway the dead engine start. Again, the motocross style start here. Whoa! And someone goes flying in the back of the pack. Carney around the outside. That was absolute wheel to wheel with Juha as they battle for the racetrack's whole shot. The pack funneling down. Let's take a review here. It is nearly a photo finish. I think that's Josh McLeavy we see flying in the back. Carney going to grab a handful of FMF Suzuki horsepower and just barely edges out Juha. That's a couple $100 in his pocket, courtesy of Racer X Illustrated. But here we are headed toward the woods, and Juha's already grabbed the lead. And look, Charlie Mullins already moved up to the number 2 spot. We got Barry Hawk, and that's our man Rodney Smith there in the number 5 position. So a couple of the leaders, they're going to try to run with these guys. These guys are fast. We'll see if they can keep with Juha today. But look, he's already starting to open up a gap. This is how he does it. Mullins has shown no fear of going fast early in the race. We'll see if he's able to keep Juha Salminen in sight as the rest of the field starts to string out. There's Lafferty going by on the left. Another bad start for our Enduro champ. A very gnarly section of racetrack here. Suzuki Special Test. It's tight, it's technical, it's rooted, it's rocky. And it's hard to keep the bike straight, but you need to. The line is only about 3 or 4 inches, probably about tire width wide. You don't want to get off the track there because it is very slick. You see all that mud. The riders are starting to kick up. Pack's starting to string out here already. There's Paul Whibley on the big 4-stroke Honda. Oh, we got trouble here. All kinds of problems. That is Whibley down. Well, he tried a different line. You see what happens when you do that. It gets very slippery. There's some sections that are unexposed. Other riders just trying to tiptoe their way to the top of that hill. But when you get offline, you can't necessarily see what dangers lurk. You saw that was McLeavy who was down in first turn. making his way up to the top of that hill. So he has at least recovered. And look, the pack actually keeping Juha in sight. Barry Hawk there in fourth. Have not seen Hawk up front early this year at all. And there's Rodney trying to keep pace. His traditional style, sitting down, conserving energy. Now Juha completely different. He stands up everywhere. Just manages to touch a seat in that corner. He will be up on the pegs the majority of this race. But he's going to have to be because we've got a hot pursuit. What a race building up here. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Jack Penton with the KTM Off-Road team, and this is today's KTM Product Spotlight. Today we'd like to focus on some of the KTM hard equipment parts, which are accessories that we make for our motorcycles. We make a ready-race motorcycle, but we realize that the riders want to personalize it. And one of those products is the seats that we have. We have seats in different density of foam for people that want softer or harder seats, and we also have them in different heights for the taller or shorter riders. Also, we have, to protect the motorcycle, if you're going to be riding in rocky areas, skid plates. They're made out of aluminum or carbon fiber for both the two-stroke and four-stroke motorcycles. Also, to protect the motorcycle for different conditions, we have side covers made out of billet aluminum. These are real attractive items, and they're also very safe in the rocks. They provide a little bit more strength. Those are just a few of the items available for your ready-to-race KTM to personalize it to you. See all of these in the catalog at your KTM dealer.
All right, thanks a lot, Jack Penton and his man, Juha, leading the way. A little bit of pressure. Mullins, Carney, Hawk, Rodney Smith, all right there. And there you see why. Rodney on the gas hard. They are really pushing the pace early, and that has been the key all year long. Try to stay with the guy. It's a lot easier to chase him when you can see him. There's Shane Watts riding a 125 KTM today, and now Mike Lafferty on a 450. So different styles for different riders out here in GNCC. Jimmy Jarrett, privateer, Andrew Suzuki rider, trying to stay up inside the top 10. He is 7th currently. Here comes Robbie Jenks down the hill, the other KTM factory rider. Bad start for him. Robbie, when he gets the good jump, usually stays up front, but he has struggled trying to come through the pack. Here we go. Lap number 2 now through the pits for the first time. And they're still staying close to Juha. They can all see the guy, and that is a huge, huge difference. Oh, and there's Carney goes down. And so much for that strategy, being able to see Juha. He makes a mistake in his defense. Look at how muddy it is as Watts almost blows the corner. It is very muddy down to the end of this pit road. This is one of the valleys here at Loretta Lynn's ranch we were talking about at the top of the show. Hard to maintain traction. These guys locking up the brakes if they charge hard into the corners, and you lose all control. There's no ABS on these motorcycles. Now here is McLeavy. Now remember, he was down hard heading into turn 1, and perhaps that has taken its toll on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider. He is pulling into the pits. He was adjusting his helmet. He has to have been shaken up from that crash. Now, speaking of shaking it up, there's Juha and there's Mullins. Mullins actually closer than he was at the end of lap 1. Here we are on lap 2. There's Hawk and there's Smith. And somehow Carney has managed to get himself back up into this fight despite the crash. Into one of the open field sections now. These grass tracks, this is where Juha really excels. Incredible cornering speed and incredible ability to get traction. Mullins so far able to keep pace. A lot of racing yet to come, but it's going to make it so much easier on these guys if they can keep the 111 in sight. They're trying. Looks like Carney has now moved past Smith into the number 4 position. Into the Suzuki Special Test again. And there is Mullins. Whoa, feet off the pegs. Well, he's got to let it all hang out now. They have had the opportunity. Whoa, and Carney doing the same thing. You see how gnarly this Suzuki Special Test is, but these guys know this is the golden opportunity. They've finally got the scent on the trail to try to beat Juha Salminen, so they are going to let it all hang out. No reason to hold back now. They have not been this close all year long. This track might be lending itself to that. Obviously, it's muddy in sections. There is Mike Lafferty going through on the KTM, and Watts as well. Again, a 454 stroke and a 125 two-stroke. So 2 completely different motorcycles for the 2 KTM teammates. And there's Jenks. He's on a 250 XC. That's a 252 stroke you hear coming out of that corner. So all 3 different KTM motorcycles represented out here today. Dave Canny on a YZ250. He's the RER Motor City Privateer. He's at the top 10. Here we go. Mullins close to Yuha again. Look how tight and technical this section is. Yuha cannot get away. Hawk using some different lines, trying to stay out of those deep runs. And the Fighting Suzuki boys are right back there as well. Unbelievable. Finally, close racing this year. We are pumped up. We'll see. Will it be the Yamahas or the Suzukis? Can they stay with them all day long? You need to stay with us. Welcome back, Racer TV. GNCC action brought to you by Suzuki, ITP, Rocky Mountain, Yamaha, Moose, and Polaris. And we've got it. We got a barn burner on our hands for the first time this year. Charlie Mullins with the number 4 Yamaha. He has got Yuha in sight. And look at Barry Hawk coming after them as well. And the flying Suzuki boys, Smith, Carney, each one of these guys has got a shot at the win today, and we have not been able to say that at all in 2006. It has been all Yuha until here at Loretta Lynn's Ranch. And there you see Salmon wide open through that mud hole. He knows the pressure is there. He wants to get away. If they can't see him, they can't chase him. But Mullins has not allowed Yuha to get out of sight even for a second all day long. There's Hawk, there's Carney, and there's Smith. Now, the pace these guys are running, you've got to wonder about endurance. Earlier in the year, the Suzuki boys, whoa, wait a minute, rider down. Oh, he almost went into the line of Mullins. That's what that Suzuki special test has laying in wait. Again, you get off of the main line, that rider gets bucked over the handlebars and wants to feed her off the pegs. There is no balance whatsoever. And oh, Hawk had to get offline, and that was almost a disaster for him. Hard to kickstart one of those motorcycles. We're on a hill. The camera here does not tell you exactly how steep that hill climb is. It's very hard to get on balance. Look at this. We have got a change for the lead. Yuha Salmon has made a mistake somewhere. He's been bumped back to 4th. This is the first time all year long that he has lost the lead, and you see immediately attacking. He wants to go after Carney. Look at that. Where did he find that line? Yuha went way off the racetrack. That is legal. Get 25 feet to work with. And he was just blazing a trail through there. And you see how desperate Yuha is to be in the lead. He does not want to follow. He does not want to be seen. But right now, he's got to put in a charge because Mullins and Hawk, the Yamaha riders, their pressure has paid off. Barry Hawk's got to be a happy man.
It doesn't matter. You know, Yuha's been pretty dominant the past, so far this year and last year. And, I mean, I beat him last year, and I know I still can beat him. And, I mean, he's tough, and he goes good. You know, every race, it doesn't matter if it's sand or mud or dry or whatever. He's a well-rounded rider. And
well, he's well-rounded, but whatever the racetrack has today, it has allowed these guys to stay close. Now Yuha has passed Hawk, but he's still got to get around Mullins, and he is riding hard trying to do it. Let's re-rack this field. We've got our first really strong race of the season.
Jason, as always, a lot of drama going on. Tell me about it.
Well, it's been awesome. This is the best race we've had so far this year. Charlie Mullins getting into the lead. The first rider to lead a lap besides Yuha Salmonen. And he's brought Barry Hawk and Glenn Carney, and even early stages of the race, Rodney Smith along with him. So finally, a challenge for Yuha.
What do you see happening in the last part of the race?
Well, I think, Rachel, a lot of this is going to come down to the gas strategy, and here's why.
Okay.
Yuha's had such a big lead in these races early this year. They've been stopping for gas in the last lap. They've had enough of a cushion where they don't have to take the chance of stretching that final fuel stop. It's so close today, he might not have that luxury, and I don't know what kind of mileage they're going to get. They might have to stop and almost voluntarily give up the lead, so that's going to be a huge factor.
Well, Jason, you make it sound really interesting, and in GNCC, anything happens. I'll let you get back to the track, Jason.
Thanks, Rachel. All right, time for gas stop number 1. Yuha rolls into the pits. Glenn Carney going by. We got the Yamaha guys coming in now as well. So they're all going to pit here at the beginning of lap 4. So every second counts. It's a mad scramble through the pit stops. Try to get 3 gallons of gas in these bikes as quickly as possible. The KTM guys are bringing their RPM up. Yuha's out. And they're the Yamaha guys. They're going to lose the lead. Oh, very, very close. They are in hot pursuit. Let's talk to Charlie Mullins' mechanic.
I don't know, something happened to U-Haul or what, but he's been there all day with him, and he got around him. And in the pits, I know he got U-Haul's back in first now, but Hot Rod led to 1 lap. Everything's looking good. Hope he can just stay right there with him. It's going to be a heck of a race.
Oh, we think so. This is a barn burner here at Loretta Lynn's. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but hey, it's a ranch. There's got to be a barn around here somewhere. There's Shane Watts in the pits, his wife Carrie wiping off the helmet. Bart Hayes putting the fuel in that machine. And Shane's got to be happy. A terrible start. He's riding that 125. but he says he expects to get less fatigue riding the smaller bike. He wants to ratchet his way through the pack as the day goes on. Great to see Shane Watts in contention today. The bad news here, Rodney Smith not in contention any longer. He is out of this one, and they're putting the bike on the stand. Let's find out what happened.
I started the race with a broken finger and was just trying to make it work. You know, I was trying to get out there, get some points, and I got a good start and was running up front, but there's no strength left in it. I couldn't. I was hanging on with the ends of my fingers, and it's too rough out there not to have no strength.
Bad news for Rodney there. He was able to hold the microphone, though, very well at the beginning of the show. We appreciate that. Now we're back on the track. U-Haul splitting lap riders out front of and Mullins has gone down. Charlie Mullins down and off the racetrack. Oh, and now it's beginning to come unraveled for the Ampro Yamaha guys. U-Haul got around them in the pits, and look at how fast he's going through this special test section. Wait a minute. How did Barry Hawk? Barry Hawk is right there. It is not over yet. Carney's in the hunt. And look at Charlie Mullins blazing tracks all over the place. Stay with us. Racer TV, let's go to our tip of the week.
Now, if you're out riding in the woods or off in the desert, you come across some markings like these, you better hope your suspension's working. And here at Tusk, we've come up with a product to help with your suspension setting. This is the fork air bleeder. This allows the rider to let the air pressure out of his forks while he is racing on the move. That allows the optimum performance of his fork. This and many other great products available at RockyMountainMC.com.
All right, here we are back into the pits. U-Haul Salmon leading the way. They give him the pit board. Again, the question is, will he have to stop for gas the next time? And you see Barry Hawk shaking his head up and down. Yes, I'm right where I want to be. This is old school GNCC racing. Now that they've kept U-Haul in sight all the way here to lap 5, now they can set up for a last lap sprint. They have not been out of the position all year long. Another gas stop for Mullins. Now, he stopped for gas the last time, kind of wondering why. They're trying to gas him up again, and now the goggles come off. Mullins appears, well, he doesn't appear to be trying to get back into this race at all. Not sure what happened to Hot Rod, but he looks to be in some sort of pain. I don't know if he's tired, but the pace has taken its toll. So here's U-Haul. Where is Hawk? Hawk's still back there. He can see him, and that's all the difference. Just being able to see the lives, and now you hear the fans. They're starting to cheer Barry Hawk on. They've got the feeling that today might be the day that the win streak comes to an end, and Glenn Carney, credit to him, has been strong all day long. This is an awesome racing. Last lap here at Loretta Lynn's, and what a battle we have in our hands. Barry Hawk has stayed glued to U-Haul Salmon's rear tire all the way down to the last lap. Does he have a spot picked out? Does he have a plan? Or is U-Haul where he needs to be? We're going to find out. There's only about 12 miles separating us from the finish line. And the fans love this mud hole. We've tracked down Charlie Mullins.
After the gas stop, I was feeling good and got in behind U-Haul, and a lapper hit me, and Barry and Kearney got around me, and they got a little gap on me. And I was starting to close in on them, and on a downhill, a lapper came into me, and I jammed my wrist and went over the bars, and I just can't hold on today. I mean, I was feeling good, but I'm pretty bummed out this happened.
Yeah, I'd say so. Mullins was in the hunt as well. Now, completely different lines. That's that trail that Mullins blazed earlier all the way on the right side. Hawk is still going after Salmonen, and we're on the last lap. Anyone's race at this point. Carney there in third. Here comes Watts. Winding out that 125 for all it's worth to get these big hills. Lafferty tractoring up on the 450 KTM. Here we go again. Hawk in sighting distance of Salmonen. You wonder how much energy these guys have used. Traditionally, Hawk is very strong late in the race, but they have had to go so fast early. You wonder if they have anything left in the tank, physically, mentally, and of course, also in the fuel tank. Now, U-Haul did pit for gas on this last lap. That's what allowed Barry to stay so close. And there he is, trying to stay in the hunt, hoping for a mistake. Maybe a mud hole, a hill climb. Oh, here comes Mullins into the pitch. We caught him out there in the woods. He tried to put another lap in, but it is not going to work. He is nursing that wrist. And that's the danger when you go as fast as these guys went today. Those trees don't move, the lappers don't move. U-Haul Salmonen, though, he's moving, and he's starting to put time on Hawk. Look at Hawk going way outside in that corner to get around the lappers. He's still got some speed, but he lost a lot of time there. Now, Carney's going to go that same spot. It's a lot smoother around that outside line. If you keep using the same lines you've used all day long, those get beat up, it gets rough, it gets chopped up, and you use a lot of energy. And with how much energy these guys have used today, well, they're lucky to have survived all the way down to the 3-hour mark. Guess what? Checkered flag is out. The challenge was there, but Juha Salminen has won his 5th in a row. That guy is unbelievable. Look at the posture of Barry Hawk. He left it all out there in the racetrack, folks. Nothing left for Barry Hawk. And Glenn Carney, yeah, he's happy to be up on the podium. Let's talk to our winner. Were you worried about those guys at one point? They actually managed to get in front of you.
No, I wasn't worried. Just, it was like more or less like normal race. All 4 guys together and race a couple laps. Lap by lap, some guys, one guy always dropped down each lap, and then finally there was me and Barry. And, we have a really good gas stop before the last lap. So, I don't know, I have enough gas, enough speed, so that's the result.
Yeah, that's the result indeed. Another win for Juha Salminen. For Barry Hawk, he pushed himself so hard in the last lap. The report is he was about to lose his lunch, so to speak, and actually had to get an IV after the race due to extreme dehydration. That's how hard these guys pushed to try to beat Juha today. Congratulations, Glenn Carney and the FMF Suzuki team grabbing the whole shot and getting up on the podium. They're going to have to run even stronger to try to beat Juha the next time. For Rodney Smith and Rachel Ayers, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.
The Grand National Cross Country Championship is sanctioned by the American Motorcyclist Association. Rights, Riding, Racing. AMA. Join now.